This is the second time I'm covering this band, and it's actually a set of 4 albums that I'm going to be doing album reviews, so I hope you enjoy Zeal Ardor. Alright, I got 2 things to say. Sorry, I gotta catch my breath here because these fucking albums ripped my face off there. I'm gonna start with which 2 stand out the most, okay? So that is Devil is Fine and Stranger Fruit. This fucking band, they're from Switzerland. They got fucking blues metal combo, and it's insane. It's awesome. It really ripped my fucking face off when I heard that shit, and I'm like, oh great, you know, I'm reading this. Watch the video that I put a link to in the description. Here's the thumbnail for it right here on the coverage I did on this band, on basically of me reading an article in a magazine about them. And that's how I found them, and I go like, oh yeah, cool. And the sigil of the what? Somehow I feel like I'm being. Anyway, it's Zeal and Ardor, and they're Swiss blues metal. I've been on the experimental side, if I dare say so myself. Their riffs are what I want to start getting into. This one's non-scripted, so you can go ahead and go off the top of your dome, drop in the comments, and let me know what you guys think of these albums and this band. And then we'll get started. I pretty much like these 2 albums the most because I must have been what I was doing at the time. Like I was like fully locked in and focused and listening to Stranger Fruit, and I'm like, yes. And then I'm listening to Devil is Fine, and I'm like, oh, absolutely, oh, mama. And then I go into the other 2 albums, and I'm like, well, you know, these are excellent. In fact, I'll tell you what I did when I was listening to the other albums. Enough said. Here we go. Starting with the guitar riffs. I'm going off of like the context of what genre that they are here, and just gonna say they really don't have like anything lacking on the individuality of each album. There's just so many things going on in each one with that combination of blues and metal. It's just really difficult not to like them. The only thing that I will say, just starting right off the bat, is it's too catchy, it's too stuck in my head. Even my favorite band gets stuck in my head and doesn't bother me as much. If you need a hint at what band that is, check out the other album review. Here is my take on those guitar tones and the guitars here. We're talking guitars. And there's like too many freaking times that I can repeat myself and say each individuality of each album. But what I am gonna say, what I can say, there's not a not. I don't have a not favorite. I have a favorite. Which one of the 2? I'm not going to decide at the end. You'll find out at the end. Well, here we go. Being that there is a little bit of my, these are my first time doing album reviews, and I'm testing the waters a little bit, feeling it out. I'm gonna go with something that I used on the last album review and say, experts only, or audio engineers only will know this. In my album review instead of like a 30-second short. How does that happen? How does this happen? How do I do it? I don't know. I'm thinking too much about it. But anyway, what I'm gonna specifically point out in their guitar tone here is it's like the overdrive. It's called overdrive, for those who don't know, and it's very common and popular amongst the blues genre. So having that said, I'll get to the other portions of the guitar riffs here. I mean, they just have like that feel to it where it pulls you in to. And what do you want to hear all that for, anyways? What do you want to hear all that for, anyways? Who cares? Blah 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 blah. But I'm doing this coverage of these 4 albums as, like I said, no longer am I testing the waters and trying things out. Now I'm infatuated or interested or what have you. Maybe not with the specific band, but I do take a particular liking to this band. And here we are now with let's get into the individuality of each one. I think I could see and I think I can say what goal was for each of these albums. And you know what? Honestly, I didn't find that opinion lasted the test of time. So, hey, it's not an if you know you know. It's if you get it, or it's dude. It's like I'm begging you to comment in the comment section below. Tell me if you understand what I'm saying, or maybe not begging, but it'd be nice. It would be a nice thing to have. Those are nice things to have. And in the event that the next release from Zeal Ardor turns out to be better or worse, hey, I'll get into that. Cross that bridge when it comes. Anyway, I fucking love this Stranger Fruit as my favorite. I think we're approaching the end here. I'm already talking about which one's my favorite. Stranger Fruit was my favorite, and not only that, this album straight up played tricks on me. I thought it was strange fruit, like a common expression or turn of phrase. Strange fruit. But it wasn't. It's stranger fruit, so it's a little bit of play on words. And I'm like, okay, I see what you did there. This is the reaction they were probably going for. So now you see how it has nothing to do with my quality as a podcaster, that I cannot recall what my original opinions were on the goal that Zeal and Ardor had in each individual album, or the quality of the music from Zeal and Ardor in regards to the goal that Zeal and Ardor had on each individual album. But hey, yes, like I'd say it seems like maybe there's just a good I don't know, I seem to have lost my train of thought. Anyway, that's not funny. That's not funny. The other mistakes, that's a mistake that I would cut out and edit out if I wasn't just, you know, trying to get to the point here that I'm trying to make. If it comes down to it, I'll invite these guys on my show and have them on to talk and chat. We'll have a chat. So that would be something, wouldn't it? But it's literally, I'm just going to say on the side note, very difficult to get in touch with anybody doing anything musically right now due to the fact that everybody is playing festivals. And when they are not playing festivals and traveling the world to play festivals and shows, they are at home recording. Very difficult thing to do. Very difficult thing to do. What has become of me right now doing this album review? My brains are mush at this point, and I'm gonna start closing it, drawing to a conclusion. In conclusion, I'm just gonna go off of like saying that maybe these albums, this particular set of albums, I think they were built for they were built for some serious the aggressiveness of the vocals. Okay, like having the vocals hit all the right notes, being pitch perfect on all the blues style stuff, and then hitting that scream that I don't particularly favor because it's not, to me, officially black metal or anything like that, really, but rather more of kind of a take on it or something, or like they're flattering black metal, I don't know, or something like that. But reading the article about these guys and what the parties that they've been to and stuff like that, they seem like some rad dudes. Down to party. DTP. Down to party, bro. And, so that's guitars and the vocals. I mean, the drums, let's not forget, there's a lot of tempo shifts, tempo changes in here. So, with the drummer keeping up with all that, he deserves an A1 gold star. I'll start by just saying these album ratings, goes a little differently than singular albums because it's a set of albums. So I'm rating an entire set of albums here, and I'm going to do it right now. I'm going to do it right now without further ado. You gotta do the comments and let me know how my rating is doing. 7 out of 10 stars for this because it's literally gotta have its place above a lot of other artists that I'll find. When am I discovering new music? That's an easy question. If you had questions for me like that. When am I discovering new music? Where does my opinion come from? I'm constantly, always discovering and looking for new music and new artists. And I have my own little magician secrets of having my, self try to do this properly here. So I'm giving this band a 7 out of 10 stars on this set of 4 albums that have to be placed above a lot of the other artists that I'll find. Especially in terms of one last thing on the commenting on the details here is that the way that these tracks are mixed together. You can hear the drums a little bit slightly, you know what? Fuck that. They did a swell job on the mixing. They did a fucking swell job on the mixing. Having those drums, having those guitars, having the vocals in there, all good. Who's with me here? Who's with me here? Or whatever else. Anyway, get it, got it, good. All right, let's move on now to the description. I've got the description I've got all queued up for you to find how I visited these albums. I'm looking forward to possibly, I don't know, fuck that. I'm not looking forward to anything. World is doomed. I'm out of here. See you guys later.